Hey guys, so today I'm going to be showing you how to play the song All Around Me by Flyleaf. Now to my surprise, there actually aren't any other tutorials for this song on YouTube. There's only one, and it's for the acoustic version. So I thought it'd be nice to make one for electric guitar. So I'm going to show you how to play the guitar parts for the full band version. Our tuning, we're in drop D. I'll go ahead and demonstrate the intro, and we'll go from there. Rhythm guitar goes like this. Okay, so we're starting with a power chord on the 4th fret. We're going to play up to the 7th fret, but we're going to add our ring finger and our pinky to the 9th fret of the D and G. So that's 7, 7, 9, 9. Just like that. And then we just lift up, and so now it's going to be open, open, 9, 9. And so for that intro, you're just palm muting. You kind of build up. When it actually kicks in, our rhythm is down, up, down. Down, up, down. We're going to play 4th fret, 7th fret, 2nd fret, and then open. And then we're going to end. We're playing an octave up here and just ending. So that's the open low string, pointer finger on the 9th fret. Make sure you mute the next string, and then ring finger on the 11th. Just like that. For the lead guitar, it's going to start with a clean tone doing this. Then it's going to kick in with distortion doing this. Now just so you can hear the notes clearly, I'm playing with a dry tone, but they do have quite a bit of delay on their guitars as they're playing these lead parts. So that first part, we've got our pointer finger on the 4th fret of the D string, and you can kind of leave your middle finger and your ring finger in place here. 6th fret on the G and 5th fret on the B, so those 3 notes right there. We're just going to do a little hammer on with our pinky on the 7th fret of the D, just back and forth. So you're going to pick the D string, and you're just going to hammer on and quickly pull off with your pinky. So I'm only picking once there. And then I pick the B and G. Just like that. Put your pinky back, and you're going to play D and B. Just like that. With the distorted tone, we're kind of in the same position, but now we just kind of play single notes. So you do your little hammer on, and then you go to that middle finger on the 5th fret, and you just kind of give it some vibrato. And then we're going to go, so we do the hammer on again, but we go to our ring finger and do a string bend. Just like that. From here, it helps to switch to your pointer finger, and we're going to go, so we kind of string bend once, and then we slide up, and we're playing an octave. So we've got our pointer finger on the 9th fret, and our pinky on the 12th fret. Just like that. Make sure you mute the B string. So again, that part is, you just kind of strum it. Down, up, down, up. So after the octave, you just bring your pointer finger up 1 string, and you're going to do a little hammer on with your ring finger to the 11th fret. Slide down to the 7, do 7 and 9, and then end with your ring finger on the 9th fret of the A. So again, that part is, and then you can just put your pinky on the 9th fret of the G and slide up. So 9 to 11, and then you just kind of slide away. Alright, so now we get to the first verse. We're going to switch to our clean tone, and I'm going to be honest, learning the guitar part was kind of a pain in the butt. They don't really play like a pattern that repeats. It kind of changes throughout the whole verse. Now, thankfully, they're going to play a lot of the same stuff in the 2nd verse, but even verse 2 has some variations to it. So I'm just going to break it down into small sections, try to get really familiar, really comfortable with each section, and then try adding the next part. And if you learn it piece by piece, eventually you'll get the whole thing. Also, just to clarify, there are 2 guitars here. We're going to say guitar 1 and guitar 2. Guitar 1 plays the rhythm in the chorus, and guitar 2 plays the lead in the chorus. But during the verses, both guitars are playing lead parts. So right now I'm going to show you the lead part for guitar 1, and then I'll show you the lead part for guitar 2. So guitar 1 is going to be playing this. Alright, let's start with that first part. So we're starting with our pointer finger on the 12th fret of the A, and we're going to go to the octave, the 14th fret of the G with our ring finger. And we're just pulling off to our middle finger on 13, and then going to our ring finger on the 14th fret of the D string. Just like that. So, okay. From there, we're going to go. So we're just doing like a little trill, 11, 12, 11 on the A string. And then you just kind of flatten that finger and play the 11th fret of the D. Just like that. And then we're going to go do that same descent, that 14, 13, 14. Next section. Okay, so similar position, this 11 and 12th fret. We do that same little trill, but this time we go to our middle finger on the 12th fret. So, and then we're going to pull off with our pinky from the 14 to the 12, and then go to our pinky on the 14 of the A string. So, just like that. And then you kind of pick on this. So up, down, slide, up, down, just like that. Back and forth from the 16 and 14. And then we're going to go, so back and forth on the 14 and 13, and then flatten that finger to get the 14 on the B string. Just like that. All right. After that, you go right to the 16th fret of the D string, and then from here you play this. Okay, so 16, we do that pull off again, that same little descent, and do that a lot. And then 11 to 12, and then you just kind of pick on the 11th fret of the D. Little bum-ba-dum. Okay, next section. Okay, again, that 11 and 12, we're kind of doing what we did before. And we're just sort of hanging out on that 11. And then we're going to go, so a little different, 14, 13, 14, and then back to the 14 on the D. Just like that. Then you do the same thing, but you go back to the 12. And we're going to go 13 to 14. We're sort of picking up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And then we're going to go. So there, it kind of slows down. 11, 12, 11, 12. Just like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to go. So we're playing an octave, 11 and 13. And as you strum that, you add your middle finger to the 12th fret here. Kind of like that. So I strum, add the middle finger, and then I strum again when I lift up. You do it twice. And then you just slide up to the 14. Okay, so that was guitar 1. Now we're going to learn the lead part for guitar 2. Now thankfully, this part just kind of chills for the first half of the verse, and it doesn't come in till after, "My tongue dances behind my lips for you." Okay, so what we're doing there, we're using our ring finger and our pinky. We're kind of just playing the same notes, so on the 14th fret here of the D and G, those two notes, and you just pick those two strings, so we're kind of sliding down, so from 14 to 11, 9 to 11, so. And then that ending there, you kind of imply this one, but you're really just sliding on it on your way to this position. Okay, so what I do there, you slide to your ring finger to the 6th fret, but you need to switch to your pointer finger on the 4th fret. So 6 and 4, and then you just slide over and you play 7 and 6. So just like that. And then you're going to pick from the high E string, and you just descend. So E, B, G, D, and then once you get to that D, you just slide up to the 9th fret. Next section. Okay, so once we slide up to the 9th fret here, you can slide up again to the 11, and then go to your pointer finger on the 9, and then add your middle finger underneath to play the 9 on the G. So just like that. And then we're kind of descending. If you remember, we did something similar in the chorus. Kind of like the chorus, you go to that 9th fret on the A, and you go to your pinky on the 9. You just play that note, and then you pluck it again, sliding up to the 11. And then you play the 10 going to the 12 on the B string. So one more time. Just like that. You pick it and slide, pick it and slide. After that, you just do the same pattern again. But that's where the verse ends and it goes into the pre-chorus. So you don't continue from there. You just play that far, and then we go to the next section. Okay, for the pre-chorus, guitar 1 is going to do this. Okay, so you're just playing single notes on the low string. You're just playing 6th fret, 7, 9. You do that again. And then you come up to the 12th fret. I tend to go there with my pinky. And just kind of build up on that. And we're just doing palm mutes the whole time. All right, during the pre-chorus, guitar 2 is going to be playing this. Pointer finger on the 9th fret of the D, pinky finger on the 11th fret of the G, and middle finger on the 9th fret of the B. And then you're going to leave the high E string open. Okay, so it should be these 4 notes. All right, and all we're doing, we're just picking down on the E, B, G, B. Down, 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 back and forth. Just like that. So you're picking down on all of those, and then in between that, you're going to play up on the D string. So down, up, down, up, down, up. And then after that, you just slide up with your middle finger to the 12th fret of the B. And you just kind of start getting more intense with your picking, just down pick. And you can use your pointer finger to mute the other strings. So rather than just picking it, you can actually like strum it and then just add a little bit of vibrato, you know, by wiggling that string. Okay, for the chorus, guitar 1 is doing this. Okay, so if you remember in the intro, we started on the 4th fret, and we went to the 7. We played this chord. This time we're just going to play a regular power chord. And then in the intro we played open. So it's the same progression, only this time we're adding the rhythm from the second part. So that down, up, down. 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 So 4, 7, open. All right, and then the next part is the same as in the intro. 4th fret to the 7th fret, 2nd fret, open. 2nd fret, open, and then we do our octave up there. Guitar 2 is going to be doing something very similar to the intro, but there's a couple variations in here. It goes like this. Okay, so just like before, same thing. But this time, when you play this lead part, you want to go back down and repeat the part. So instead of ending on your ring finger here, you're going to slide your pointer finger over and play that phrase again. And then the second time, you end with your ring finger on that 9th fret. And you can leave out the... It doesn't do that the second time. It only does that at the very beginning. Okay, for verse 2, thankfully, guitar 1 is mostly the same. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and play it real quick, and then I'll show you where the variations are. Here's where things change up a little bit. Okay, so if you remember before, from the first part, we had this little... that part there, where we go to that high note, and then from our ring finger, we play that phrase. Well, all that's the same as last time, but now we're going to go... It's a very subtle variation, but instead of just ringing out on this 12, we're going to add another pick there. Right there. And then we're going to go back from that 11 and 12 on the D and A string. So, just like that. And then we build up kind of 13 to 14. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And then after that, you just repeat the same phrase. Now for me, it's more comfortable to go to my ring and pinky, and then instead of going back to this note, it's easier to play the same note right here. So I'm not sure if that's what they're doing, or if they're going up here or what, but for me, just to go right there, and then you just play the same phrase again. So it's the exact same phrase, you know, add that extra hit, back and forth, you build up on the 13 and 14, and then you end with your ring finger on the 14th fret of the A. And then from there it goes back to the... Now for guitar 2, it's actually the same exact thing, but you come in sooner. Earlier in the verse, she's singing, and you whisper you love me, and then you just come in, and I begin to fade. So right there, you come in with the same lead part we learned before. And then just like before, we're going to play the exact same phrase, but the timing's going to be a little different as far as how many times you get to repeat it before it goes into the pre-chorus. So it's the same thing. But you'll get to play that part twice. You'll go up just like that, and then it leads into the pre-chorus where you do the... So you do the pre-chorus again, that's the same. You do the chorus, that's the same. And then we get to the bridge, in which guitar 1 is going to be playing this. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we're starting with the 11th fret of the A and D string. Just pick both of those. And then you're going to add your ring finger to the 14th fret of the D. Right there. Tuck your pinky underneath that, and then use your pointer finger to flatten the 12th fret of the B and E. From there, after that note, you're just going to go... So I'm picking the G, and then E, B, G. Just like that. We come back to the first position. just like that. So up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So we're going from the A to the D, and then on the 14th fret, A to D. Okay. From here, you bring your ring finger on the 13th fret of the G, pointer finger on the 10th fret of the B, and you just pick back and forth. So down, up, and then you slide up to the ring finger on the 14th fret, pointer finger on the 12th fret, and then just do B, G, B. So you're starting on the G, continuing on the B. Alright, then this time we're going to go, so kind of like before, but earlier, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then you go to your ring finger on that 14th fret, and you do the same rhythm, but just on that one note. Up, down, up, and then from there you go into, so it's the same shape as before, 14, 14, 12, 12, but you're coming into that from picking on that single note. So you're just picking back and forth on the D and G, and then you go to the B, and then G, E, B, G, B. Just like that. Okay, so guitar 2 starts off doing pretty much the same thing it does in the verses. And then we get this new part. Okay, so we're starting on the 12th fret of the B, and we're just kind of sliding down to the 10th fret. Just like that. And then we're going to play on the 11th fret of the G, and then do this little. So you just hammer on from the 9 to the 11, and then this short little note on the 9th fret of the D. So, then we're going to go. So we start on the 7th fret of the A, slide from the 9 to the 11, and then go to the 9th fret of the G, and then slide from there up to the 11, and then slide from the 10 to the 12 on the B string, and then just kind of pick on that note. So then we get back to the pre-chorus, and it's very similar, but there's one variation because it's extended. So it's going to go like this. Okay, so it's very similar to before, but the second time there's a variation. We're going to go from the 6 to the 7, and instead of going up to the 9, we're actually going to slide down to the 2nd fret, and then we come back and resume as normal. 6, 7, 9, and then up to the 12. Guitar 2 is just doing the same thing it always does. You just play it for longer, but there's no change in what you're doing. You just play it for longer, and then the last time, just picking on that 12th fret as normal. So then we get to the last chorus, and that's played the same, but there is this tag that goes like this. Okay, so it's just on the 4th fret. You're just going to strum once, and then twice. Then we come to the 7, and we're going to do once, and then we're going to do it again, and hammer onto the 9th fret. Just like that. So down, down, hammer, down. And then you do open. So you do once, twice, and then twice again. Just like that. After that, guitar 1, you just play the same thing. But guitar 2, rather than playing the... You're actually going to play this. Alright, now if you listen to them live, I think he just plays the octave. I think he's just playing pointer finger on the 9th fret, ring finger on the 11, and then you're just muting everything else and strumming that. But if you listen to the recording, you can hear there's a higher octave there, and if you want, you can add your pinky to do that. So maybe that's how they played it, or maybe they just recorded multiple layers, I'm not sure. So I'm doing the 9, the 11, and the 14 on the high E. And just mute everything else. If it's a little more comfortable, you can switch from your ring to your middle finger. But yeah, you just hold that and you just strum. And then both guitars, you just end with the open power chord. Yeah, that's all there is to it. That's how you play All Around Me by Flyleaf. Hope you found that helpful. Until next time.